From our free daily newsletter, the latest from podnews.net with Podscribe. Before we begin, have you filled out the Pod News report card yet? It's the best way to feed back to the podcast platforms what you think, and it'll only take a few minutes. You can fill it out today at podnews.net/report card. And thank you. CBC has released its Spring and Summer 2026 podcast slate. New podcasts include a comedy podcast hosted by musician Donovan and Tom Power of CBC's Q, and a new investigative series into an AI tool that claims it's solving crimes. On our story yesterday of the cloned podcasts, podcast lawyer Lindsay Bowen tells us that he believes some of the original podcast owners could have a case for copyright infringement, and either trademark infringement or a violation of the Lanham Act's prohibition against passing off. But he also warns podcast hosting companies and podcast directories need to get their house in order too. Every hosting platform, he says, or anyone who hosts user-uploaded material available in the United States must have a DMCA designated agent listed in the directory of the US Copyright Office. We do, by the way. Otherwise, they can't claim protection of the DMCA's safe harbor and could be liable for a contributory infringement lawsuit against them. In other news, looking for scale to monetize? Well, that might be falling into the scale trap, suggests Losh Moodali. Writing for Pod News today, the season's sponsorship strategist says that what matters isn't how many people are listening, it's how much they trust you and what that trust is worth. And she isn't alone. Stephen Goldstein has also suggested that the attention economy has come for podcasting. We'll link to both of those articles today from our show notes and our newsletter at podnews.net. Shanda, an AI-powered podcast creation platform, has launched version 3. The tool includes AI audio enhancement, metadata, transcription-based editing, and additional tools. The co-founders say that audio is among the most human ways to share an idea, but the tools built around it have historically been designed for studios and engineers, not for independent creators. Overcast has doubled its premium pricing from $14.99 to $29.99 a year for new subscriptions. Existing subscribers of the popular podcast app remain at the earlier price for now. The app recently added transcriptions for all podcasts, though is yet to respect creator-produced transcripts. And AIR, the Association of Independents in Radio, is to host a spring gala in New York City on May the 28th. AIR members attend for free. Non-members can get tickets for $45 this month. And in podcast news, true crime and paranormal show Veil of Echoes launched in September and has already approached 10,000 downloads, the creators say. Listeners are increasingly binging episodes back to back after the show leaned into a more cinematic, narrative-driven format. It's so far been played in more than 40 countries. Dreaming Against the Machine launches today. It's a show from Multitude that explores ideas about how to realistically create better and more inclusive futures. It's hosted by journalist and astrophysicist Dr. Adam Becker, who has spent the last several years examining and debunking Silicon Valley billionaires' visions for the future. And History FFS returns for a new season today, looking at the period 1776 to 1848, but not as you've heard it before. The show uncovers the hidden forces that shaped the modern world, from the politics of the body and the rise of consumer culture to the invention of national heroes, screen-fueled tourism, and the uncomfortable truth behind medicine, empire, and inheritance. And this podcast is sponsored by Podscribe. What are the top podcast shows in March 2026? NPR leads in reach, Diary of a CEO tops entertainment, and top rankings shift across charts. You can explore the Podscribe ranker. There's a link in our show notes for that, and that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe for free and fill out the report card, we're at podnews.net.